Hello viewers, today's take on U.S. politics. A liberal group filed a lawsuit Tuesday to block former President Donald Trump from the 2020 for presidential ballot in Minnesota. The second major lawsuit in 2 weeks that hopes to invoke the 14th Amendment's arcane insurrectionist ban. The cases are seen as legal longshots. Trump denies wrongdoing and has vowed to fight to remain on the presidential ballot. The new Minnesota lawsuit was filed in state court by Free Speech for People 1 week after another group initiated a similar challenge in Colorado. A post-Civil War provision of the 14th Amendment says any American official who takes an oath to uphold the U.S. Constitution is disqualified from holding future office if they engaged in insurrection or rebellion or have given aid or comfort to insurrectionists. However, the Constitution doesn't spell out how to enforce this ban, and it has been applied only twice since the late 1800s, when it was used against former Confederates. Donald J. Trump, through his words and actions, after swearing an oath as an officer of the United States to support the Constitution, then engaged in insurrection. As defined by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, the new lawsuit says, he is disqualified from holding the presidency or any other office under the United States. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of 8 Minnesota voters, including a former GOP-appointed state Supreme Court justice, a former Democratic Secretary of State, and an Iraq War veteran who ran his county GOP chapter. Minnesota Secretary of State Steve Simon, a Democrat, acknowledged in a statement last week that Minnesotans have the right, under state law, to challenge in court a candidate's eligibility for office, and pledged to honor the outcome of that process. He said political parties submit lists with the candidates for the primary ballot, and the parties also submit the names of their general election nominees. The names provided by the parties will appear on the ballot unless a court says otherwise. The Republican primary in Minnesota is on March 5, which is Super Tuesday. Trump has a commanding lead in the GOP primary race nationwide, according to recent polls. The new lawsuit seeks to block Trump's name from the primary ballot as well as the general election if he wins the nomination. The advocacy groups that levied these candidacy challenges have pledged to file lawsuits in more states as the primary season approaches. Election officials in key battleground states have said they're watching the litigation closely, and none have publicly endorsed the idea of disqualifying Trump. In recent months, a growing and bipartisan array of constitutional scholars have thrown their support behind the theory. But experts on both sides have also expressed concern that blocking Trump from the ballot could lead to a backlash and would deprive voters the chance to decide for themselves. Just because a constitutional provision hasn't been needed in a long time doesn't make it any less critical. Ron Fain. The lesson that our predecessors learned in blood was that oath-breaking insurrectionists cannot return to public office because of the danger they pose to the republic. His group led unsuccessful challenges last year against House Republicans from North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia, though it secured a few key rulings that could help the group's Trump challenges. A different group successfully used 14th Amendment to remove from office a New Mexico county official. Their challenges face an uphill climb, with many legal hurdles to clear before reaching the question of whether to disqualify Trump. The former president is sure to appeal any adverse rulings, which means the Supreme Court and its conservative supermajority and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel.